I the a-hole for telling cashier that wasn't the girl's credit card? I'm using a throwaway account because my husband told me I was in the wrong, and I want to know before I get home and argue. I'm on my phone, so sorry if the formatting is bad. I was in a high-end department store today, one that rhymes with looming tales, when I ended up next to two teenage girls while shopping. One of them had picked out a very expensive pair of boots, and they were both gushing over them. The second girl must have checked the price tag, because she asked the first one if she was really going to spend that much on boots. The girl holding them shrugged and said something like, "It's fine. I have my dad's credit card. I'm not paying." That immediately caught my attention because that's not her card. I've told my son multiple times that he is never allowed to use my card, so I was curious to see how this girl thought she was going to get away with it. But at that point, I had already walked away, and they had moved on to looking at something else. A little while later, we ended up at the same register, me standing behind them in line. I saw her total climb well into the 4-digit range, and just as she was about to swipe the card, I decided I couldn't let her get away with this. Someone had to step up and parent this kid if no one else would. I told the cashier that the card wasn't hers, it was her father's, and I wasn't sure she had permission to use it. The girl and her friend immediately turned around and glared at me. The dirtiest look I think I've ever gotten. I swear. She looked like she was about to throw a tantrum right then and there, like she had never been told no before. She told the cashier that her father had given her the card to shop with because it was the store's credit card, and he wanted the reward points. But now that I had pointed it out, the cashier told her she couldn't use that card. The girl pulled out her ID to prove they had the same last name, like that was going to help. And I told her, "It's still fraud." She snapped back, saying it wasn't fraud because she had permission, and that I needed to mind my own business. I told her it was my business because she was doing something illegal, and that she needed to pay with her own card, or I was calling the cops. At this point, she was furious, and people in the store were glaring at me. She ended up using her own card and left crying. The cashier looked annoyed with me, and when I got home and told my husband, he also said I was in the wrong. So Reddit, am I the a-hole?